Hi everybody, you're very welcome back. Now, in this lecture, we're going to follow on from the previous lecture. And what we did in the last one was, the very last piece of code we wrote was about deleting an element from a list. Now, when you use the delete statement and you remove an element from a list, that's it, it's gone forever. You can no longer use that element, it's gone. But could there ever be a time when you might want to remove an item from a list, but then still want to use that item? Well, think about it. Have you ever unsubscribed from an email list? Well, hopefully not mine, but if you have, you'll know that your email address is still kept in a list of unsubscribers. So when you unsubscribe from an email list, your email address is removed and it is then placed in a list usually called unsubscribers or something similar. But how is this accomplished? Because as we saw in our last example, once you use the delete statement to remove an element from a list, it's no longer available to use. Well, to accomplish this, you can use something called the pop method. Now, the pop method removes the last item in a list, but lets you work with that item after removing it. So let's create a new list and then start popping. But before we do that, let's add in some comments. So let's start with today's date. (24th of 10th, 2016). Author is me. Or you in this case. If you want to put me in as the author, no problem. And then let's add in the name of this program. And the name of this program is using the pop method. Perfect. So let's get started with our pop method. Let's create a new list and let's call this list subscribers. And in our list, let's add in some email addresses. So let's open and close with single quotes. Tony@example.com. Let's add in another one. And as always, let's separate out the elements of our list with a comma. Open and closing single quotes. John@example.com. Again, a comma, open and closing single quotes. And one more, Mary@example.com. Perfect. So these are the subscribers to our email list. And just to verify, let's print these out. Print subscribers. There we go. Bottom left hand corner, a list of the people's email addresses that we have. So now let's pop a subscriber from our list. And here's how we do that. Popped subscriber. So we're creating a variable and we're calling it pop subscriber equals subscribers, which is the name of our list, because that's the list we want to remove an element from, dot pop brackets. And as I said at the start of the lecture, the pop method will remove the last element from the list. So what we've done is we've created a variable called pop subscriber, and in that variable we are going to save the element that we pop from the list or remove from the list of subscribers. And in this case, it's going to be the last element, which is Mary@example.com. So now again, let's print out our subscribers. And as we can see, the last one from our list has been popped off. So Mary is no longer in our list because in the real world she may have clicked unsubscribe. And let's print out our variable pop subscriber to make sure that Mary has indeed been popped off and saved in the variable pop subscriber. So let's print that. Print popped subscriber. And indeed, there she is, Mary@example.com. So now you get an idea of how an unsubscribe function might work in an email facility or anything similar like that. So just to recap what we did, we popped the value from our list and we then stored it in the variable popped subscriber. Next, we printed our list of subscribers to show that the value had been removed. We then printed out the popped value to show that we can still use it. And this is now stored in the variable popped subscriber. So how might this pop method be useful? Well, as we've already said, imagine that it's part of an email subscriber program and you want to know who your most recent subscriber is. This subscriber could be the last on your list. We can use the pop method to print a message telling you who your last subscriber was. This feature is commonplace among many email subscription software, not to mention millions upon millions of other pieces of software. So what if we wanted to use the pop method to show us the first subscriber on our list? This can be done. In fact, you can use the pop method to remove an item in a list at any position by including the index of the item you want to remove in brackets. So again, we have our subscribers list. So let's just copy this list out. And let's place it here. Perfect. And now, let's call out the first subscriber on our list. So again, we create a variable and we're going to call this variable first subscriber equals, and we're working on our subscribers list obviously. So we put in the name of our list, subscribers, and we want to find out the first subscriber. So .pop, and like we had used in previous examples, we select out the first element from our list, which is 0, position 0. So we start by popping the first subscriber in a list. We then print a message about that subscriber. So let's print that out. Print, open and closing single quotes, your first subscriber was, brackets, plus first subscriber. And now let's close that off with a full stop, open and closing double quotes, full stop. And let's run that. Perfect. So as you can see down here, your first subscriber was Tony at example.com. So a very handy, nifty little feature. One thing to keep in mind is that each time you pop an item from a list, it's no longer stored in the original list. Most of the time, you won't know the position of the value you want to remove from a list. We know the positions here because we've just got a list of 3 email addresses and we can see them right in front of us. But what happens when you're working with a list of hundreds, thousands, or millions of values? If you know the value of the item you want to remove, you can use the remove method. So let's stick with our list of email subscribers. And again, let's just paste it in again so that it's full up again. And let's print our subscribers just to make sure they're all in there. Print subscribers. Let's just clear this out. And let's run our code. There we go. Our list is back to its original form here at our last line. Three email addresses in our list. Okay, so let's use the remove. So we may not know the index or the position of the value in a list, but we might know the email address, the piece of data. So let's go subscribers dot remove, and let's remove John at example.com. Okay. Now let's print out subscribers. Again, print subscribers, and let's have a look. Perfect. Here we go. We can see our last line here. So we have our list, and this time it's without John at example.com. So like the pop method, you can use the remove method to work with a value that's being removed from a list. Okay, now, as we've done previously, let's reset our list of subscribers. And when I say reset, I just mean copy and paste it to the end of your code as the next line to be executed in your program. So what we want to do now is create a variable called subscribe by mistake. Subscribed by mistake. And we're going to assign this variable the value of Tony at example.com. So now that we have assigned the value Tony at example.com to the variable subscribed by mistake, we need to remove that from our list. So let's do that now. So we're working on a subscribers list, .remove, and we're going to remove subscribe by mistake. Perfect. And let's have a look how that prints out. Print subscribers. Great. You can see the last line here is our list, and Tony at example.com has been removed. Now let's see if we can still use that variable subscribe by mistake. So let's print out a message, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this on a new line. So as we've seen previously, /new line, this person, and now we're going to put subscribe by mistake, did not mean to sign up. Okay, let's see what that gets us. There we go. Our last line in our program, this person, Tony at example.com, did not mean to sign up. So most of this code is familiar to you. After creating a list of subscribers, we created a variable called subscribe by mistake and assigned it the value Tony at example.com. We then used this variable to tell Python which value to remove from our list. We then used our subscribe by mistake variable to print a message. Boom! Very, very nice work. That's it for the pop method. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. If you're having trouble with any of this content, please try out the activities at the end of this section, or just shoot me a message. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lecture.